happen.
Right? Not every day is a creative fantasy, right? Some days you're like, whoop, okay.
Yeah.
Now what?
Well, and
like,
sometimes you have to get something to spark that creativity. Like you heard the crickets and you were like, all right, I cannot have an idea, but still be creative because I had that fuel. So like whenever I was in school, I had a professor who taught broadcast writing. And he always said that, you know, everybody will tell you, don't watch TV, don't spend too much time, you know, listening to music, don't spend too much time doing that, doing this. But in order for us to be creative, we need to digest content in order to output content. So like, you might be thinking, how do I create a reel? How do I create a TikTok? Yeah. And sometimes just scrolling through TikTok is the best way to figure that out.
And that's what I've been better at, where I think I was feeling guilty because I try to be very intentional about my social media. And that's where Gabriella is like, she goes, I call it, what did she call it? It was really cute. Something about like something scroll, where it was like she was like, it's part of her job, right? To scroll through Instagram for a good 10-15 minutes and scroll through the reels. And that was a good tip that she gave me, because I was so much about like, I'm not going to just like go down the rabbit hole, but she's like, no, you're doing it for your job, like for creativity, for inspiration. And that was a game changer for me, where I'm like, yeah, I have to be able to digest other, you know, content in order to be able to curate content. Because I think a lot of us too feel like we have to be the original people to come up with something. And like you said, you know what, sometimes it's just putting a little bit of your twist on it. That's all you need. You need to actually like reinvent the wheel. But I do see some of these reels and I'm like, how in the world did they even come up with this? This is amazing, the transitions, and like, oh my gosh, like I have to like get away with stop comparing myself with you know, all this other content, because there's some content out there where it blows me away.